let's say we have a project where UI teams are having six UI members are there. Then in API, we will also have the same or majorly more than 7 to 8, more than UI people will be there in the deep API side. DB person, one or two max. Like these stream structures are there currently. Now, consider a company which is a small scale company or let's say mid scale or even a MNC also. What they will does, they will purchase GitHub Copilot. Okay. Or ChatGPT also. Anything, any AI tool. Okay. So with the help of these two tools, the work done by 6 developer can be reduced to 3 developers. By using AI tools, UI developer with just 3, they can get the work done. Correct?
Yes.
This is currently happening. I'm not sure if in your project it is happening or not, but in city it already started from last 2 3 months. Whenever as soon as we got the copilot, na things started changing quickly. Now they are asking us to go through all the training for Gen AI. Anyone have heard or attended any recordings for Gen AI?
Yeah, no, sir.
Yes.
Right. So in every company they are, because people are ahead of copilot now. Copilot is the history now. So companies are starting to move on the Gen AI. They are wanting developers to be aware of the Gen AI, like what is Gen AI, how do we use that. Even I also don't. Companies restrict means making us mandatory to participate in that. I have registered, but still I'm yet to attend. Okay, so as I said, for us to get know like changes are happening, it took almost 1 year. But as I said, for you, Copilot might be new thing. Everyone, Copilot is a new thing for you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But for us, Copilot is old thing now, because they are asking us to learn or see how algorithm works, how we can. I mean, because in AI we have models, right? So how we can train model, how we can feed the data. Regarding that, I think Gen AI has everything, how we train the AI models and everything. I'm also not sure about that. So that is new thing now. Getting it? So now this UI team count got to 3. Okay. But let's say if whatever UI team is taking help of ChatGPT, API team also can take help of the ChatGPT, correct? It's
Yes.
not just we are the one who can use Copilot or ChatGPT. They also can use. It's just how you are asking the ChatGPT, the correct prompt you are asking or not. Likewise, you are going to get the response, correct? So if we talk about any project, 50% part is the repeated thing, designing UI, making basic CRUD application. Agree?
Yes.
Remaining 50% you
Yes.
have to actually write the logic. So what is going to happen is API team will also have to, let's say if it is a basic CRUD API, let's say one API team member is going to write something, a basic, very basic table API. So they will ask API team only to do the UI thing also, right? So
Yes.
this count 3 can be reduced to 2 also, because API team developer also can work with the Copilot. And not just with this also, API, I have shown you like, did I show you like how we create APIs quickly with ChatGPT? I have shown you
Yes.
some of time. No, so no, you know, remaining people, I have shown you in some session,
No, no,
whatever
sir.
that .NET
In
batch we are
session, no.
having, whatever I am teaching now. See, let's create a table quickly. See how AI dangerous and how it is going to take our jobs. This is
मुझे
fact.
भी ऐसा पता नहीं था सर जो आपने बताया था। बहुत बेस्ट था।
See, wait, just a minute. Huh? Okay. I won't create the database also. I'm audible properly? I'm audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. let's say in your project you have a requirement, a story is getting discussed, like you need to create a offer table. Let's say we are talking about e-commerce application, and we want to create an offer table. We want to write a API for offer table. For all basic CRUD API, we have to write for the offer table. Okay. So what I can do, create an offer table, or we need to provide a basic history also. I am working on e-commerce application where I need to create offer table, right? Now instruction, create a SQL table for offers with primary key and identity. That identity everyone knows, no? We don't have to pass the primary key, database will automatically increment it. Identity, okay? It will create a table. And if you need that camel or Pascal case, that also you can say with camel case. And okay, so it will create a table for us. I'm connected with mobile internet, so it will be a little bit slow. So see, whatever we would have created by thinking and by processing and everything, within just 2 seconds, it has created the table. So what we will do, we will copy this and we will run that query on our database. Now my table is created. What will be next thing? So you don't speak, okay? What will be the next thing? We have created our table. I have to create the API also now. So what I should ask ChatGPT now? Use common sense now.
And you can just ask like use this table data and create a get offers API. Like that you can ask.
Right? So first, like if you, yeah. So see, with ChatGPT, you can ask anything, but you should have basic knowledge. So let's say if we talk about .NET. So first thing after table creation, what we need to do, we have to create a model for that. Correct? So we need to ask create C# model for above table. Okay. It will just create a basic one. See what I did. I have just asked him to create a C# model. So it will just create a basic model. But if I need to add the validation and everything, so what I need to say, add data annotations. In this model. So it will add that required mean length, max length, something, whatever the validation we have added, like that. See, validation it is also adding. Getting it? If we just provide, if we provide the instruction like this, create a model for that, so it will create a basic model. But if we provide instruction like create a model, but with data annotation, then it will provide you proper model with all the required attributes also. Understood? Now your model is ready. Next thing, you have to create a controller in .NET. Same thing in Java also. Okay. Create a ASP.NET Core controller for above model CRUD API. Okay. If you just say this, now it will create very basic CRUD API. But if you say with try catch block, okay. Again, if you see in offer table, what do we have? Offer name. We want offer name to be unique. So we can add that also in the query. We are asking ChatGPT to write the APIs for us, right? So we can ask that with tracker bot and offer name should be unique. Let's see. It will provide you the actual working API logic. See, DB context object it has created, Gate API it has created with try catch, status, okay. a single API to get a single offer, create offer. I said offer should be unique. So see, it has added a check for that also. It is checking like if offer name, whatever the offer name we are passing is already there or not. If it is there, it will pass the bad request. Offer name must be unique. If not, it will create the offer. Update API, update offer API, and delete offer API. So did you need to learn the .NET now? See, obviously you need to learn, but if you just have a common sense or if you just know the basic thing about .NET also now, by using ChatGPT, you can complete your whole project. You don't need to learn that polymorphism, abstraction, inheritance. You don't need to learn anything. Just basic concept. You can by using ChatGPT, you can create so many APIs very quickly. Okay, I will give you one more example. You know the project we have started. What was that name? Anyone think? So what was the name of our project? Stock, no? Yeah, stock. So whatever the APIs I have created now, in that API when ChatGPT was not there, uh, I used to try to create the APIs to file upload, where I can use where I can create a folder over here in the .NET Core project, and I can upload the file over there. With older version, I know because I had the code. Okay, means not with .NET Core, with MVC API. I used to do that. Okay, but in .NET Core, there was no article like how we can upload a file into particular folder, because nowadays everyone will use S3 bucket, and with AWS we have file server, right? So everyone will use that. No one normally upload a file to a folder now, but previously we used to do like that. I never found that solution. The solution was there, but not a single solution worked. Then when we started our project, now just I thought like asking the ChatGPT. Within the first instruction only it has given me, and we are able to upload the files in our particular folder. Understood? So how AI can take our jobs, and it is literally going to take our jobs. Mark my word. If not, within next 2-3 years, this is definitely going to happen. Means
Sir, but that also is developed by the developer only, right?
yeah, so it's one time thing now. See, once you create the models, now then you don't have to do anything. The models will, how do we do that? There is some word, model train itself also. Whatever the ChatGPT has model or Gemini has model, they will train itself by getting the internet data, right? So many will tell you like there will be more jobs in AI. There won't. Can there be any more jobs in AI? You might have heard this also. Like currently, there will be very less job in software development, and there will be more jobs in AI. Is it really
Yes,
possible that there will be more
yes.
jobs in AI?
In AI, it's
No, I
possible,
think
sir. So many jobs are going to create in AI.
Think properly.
Uh,
Why do we use AI? What's the purpose of AI first?
to make any work faster.
With less human, our work should be done. That's the main purpose of AI, na? Or human cannot match the speed of AI. Their AI will come, correct? So if
Yes.
we are creating a model which will, let's say if we talk about programming technology, it will understand whatever the information is there on internet, it will read that, it will understand everything. So models also train themselves. We don't need someone to feed data to the model. They are creating models or they are creating techniques also like that. There should be no human intervention where we need to train model. So why do we need AI developers then? I'm not sure like if you are at that level, so you might not be able to grasp what I'm thinking. So ultimate fact is either it is AI, either it is software development, website development is dead now, right?
Kind of.
Sir,
Okay,
I saw some job notifications like they are asking uh, GitHub Copilot knowledge and ChatGPT knowledge also they're asking
right.
jobs.
So it started. Okay. Because See, with Copilot now, as you know, like previously, means let's say, if we talk about my project, Citibank, right? So they have integrated Copilot. So now there might be a company now who can have a fear, like because people can ask anything to Copilot, and that same code they can use it also. Even Copilot continuously checking our code also, and it will start suggesting also. Because today I will tell you what happened. I don't know like how I tell you this. Let's say I had a scenario where from one API call I used to get some data, master data, right? And that data I was converting into, we had that tree child relationship. Means, let's say like this. Let's say inside this data, let's say city. I'm just taking an example, okay? City. Inside city, I had a children. And inside this, I used to get again array of the city only. Like that, some properties will be there, city name or something. Means a data and a children of that. Again inside children, again I will have a, like that. How do we say that? Dependent thing. Getting it? What I'm trying to say?
Nested data.
Yes.
Nested word, right? So a city can have multiple cities. Again, city can have multiple. So tree level, okay, tree level structure was there. So for city, I used to my code was already there. So the defect was like for something another property that model got changed. Means instead of let's say district ID, district code was there. So what I did, I just updated the model in our class. So when I gone into that function where I was preparing that children and node, just I add if. Once I add if, whole code is suggested. Means that code was very tricky. It looked like I have added one property, and after this if block was there for city, just like that, one more if block I added. So it fetch like in the model he has added after city he has added district. So whole if block it has written. Getting it? I don't know if you are able to imagine it, then only you will understand that. Okay. So it's really very dangerous. So ultimately, let's say in UI we had 6 and 6 12, or let's say 15 and 1 or 2 DB person, at least we need 1 or 2. This is not going to change, okay? Because a person, DB person has that knowledge ChatGPT cannot produce, because we need to provide a proper prompt. Then only DB can. Again, ChatGPT is just it will provide you something to start with, but DB needs very proper and very thoughtful process should be there for every column, right? So this is not going to hamper, but UI and API are going to hamper. A 6 developer team will be reduced to 2. From 6 it might go to 2, and from API 6 7 to 8 it might go to 3. So company has reduced its cost. What Copilot cost? Around $23 or something, na, for a month. Anyone has seen that? $23 or something is there for a month. If you go to the enterprise level, it might be, let's say, $50 or $40, right? But for a U1 UI developer, UI developer cost more than that, na? So they will purchase a license version of Copilot or ChatGPT, and they will reduce their, ultimately their benefit is there. And with development time is also very less. Nowadays, let's say you have one API, and that API you want to integrate in your project. Let's say you have a grid, and on click of grid, you have a view button. On click of view, you just need to design a UI, and whatever the data you get from the edit button click, get API, you just need to display it. For this story, normally you will get 2 days. Okay, I'm talking about considering all the scenarios. It should not be 2 days, half day work should be there. But considering all scenarios and everything, positive, negative testing, you might get 2 days or even 3 days also. Now that will be reduced to 1 days only, because you are not going to design your UI by yourself. You will ask Copilot to do that, correct? API call code also you can write it over there. Null handling check, everything you will ask Copilot to do that. So that 3 days will be reduced to 1 day. So development speed also getting increased. So ultimately client decides to go with the Copilot. With that, they are reducing their budget also on the development, and they get all the storage deployed in less time also. Getting it?
Yes.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Don't limit yourself to React or Angular. Have a knowledge of backend. Either it is .NET or Java. Again, comparison of both. If you understand the .NET now, Java is similar. Here also we create model, there also we create model. Here also we create controller, there also we create controller. Method of writing is different. Got it?
Even Docker and Kubernetes, they are
Yeah,
asking.
that is also there. But that is like we have a DevOps team for that, na. So that's why
Yeah.
when if we don't care
But
about that,
yesterday they
na,
asked.
interview they might asking, but let's say if I talk about my project, we don't have access to that tool because we have a separate DevOps team, right?
Okay.
But in interview they might ask. Okay.
We might have to change the field, right? So
Not
something
field
like
the
this.
change, not change the field, but within, see, one language should be there who in which you are expert. Either it is Angular, React, or .NET. One language should be there because they are going to interview that particular skill, whatever you say so. But apart from that, you need to have so many other supporting technologies also, right? Because we
Yes.
cannot directly jump to Python or AI. We cannot jump to there because we will again start with zero, correct? Because they won't
Right.
consider our experience, whatever Angular or development, because you are fresher over there. So we cannot directly jump. But we can learn this tool. Slowly job description are going to change, just like Praveen mentioned. They are going to ask you and they are going to judge you on the Copilot also, like how quickly you can get the task done by using ChatGPT or Copilot. Correct now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Because that's the skill you are going to showcase. Like by using Copilot, you can get this task done in this way, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Someone
whatever I'm,
interact with
yeah,
ChatGPT or Copilot within 3 months, he become expert how to
yeah,
use this.
any technology you can learn, but prior basic knowledge should be there. Now, whatever I am telling you over here, like ChatGPT, this can do. Have you seen any video on YouTube showing this? Anyone have seen any video like this can be done by using ChatGPT by any
No.
YouTuber?
No.
What might be the reason no one is saying this? Or it's not like that they don't know. Everyone knows it. But why they are not making videos on this? Anyone?
Fear of job loss.
No. I'm talking about YouTuber only. Just like
Okay.
myself. Why no one is creating a video by using API, by using ChatGPT, you can develop whole project or develop API quickly or something like that. Why they are not creating videos like this? Or you, if they were creating video, you might be aware what I told you right now. You might be already aware of that. But why they are not making it?
If we know na, we cannot watch the YouTube. That's the reason.
Right. So why they will watch my YouTube channel then?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
But again, they have to watch. Let's say if we talk about fresher, he even he know like with ChatGPT you can develop anything, but how, what prompt we have to ask, how he will know na if he doesn't know the basic. Getting it?
yes.
You might not be able to think it because you know, but let's consider from a fresher perspective. He don't know the language. How he is going to ask the ChatGPT like what he needs? So for that, obviously, we have to take the basic knowledge. Once you have the basic knowledge, then ChatGPT is the ultimate guide. Getting it?
Correct.
Right? So in everyday work, even though in your company's laptop you are not able to use ChatGPT, try to ask the same thing what you wanted, or you are stuck anywhere in your company's task. Try to ask, try to replicate the same scenario in your personal laptop and generate a solution. Then you can use that. Okay. Someone asked me about that. What is it? Unit test cases. So I also don't know unit tests. Very basic I know, because our managers also told us don't waste time writing test cases, right? Use Copilot and somehow just match that 80%. Even if that the logic in your function is something else and Copilot is suggesting something else, even though it accept that and complete it, because 80% is our target. Because our agreement with client is like that we need 80% coverage. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Supriya and who was working? Rahul, are you there? Supriya, Rahul. Yes, Supriya,
Yeah,
you're there,
I
no?
am. Hmm.
Can you share your screen? Because my screen might lag.
Okay.
Can you share like what we have done till
Okay.
now?
Sure, but let me start the project. It's not running right now.
Okay. Run the project till then.
Mhm.
Priti, you are working on which company you are working? Priti? Supriya, you are in which country?
Sweden.
How's the environment over there for development?
Job market is still not good here, but expectation is that it will come back. Let's see.
Okay. Priti is in
Hmm.
US. Priti, can you unmute? You are in
Not
US,
me,
right?
Jack. It's Dia.
Okay, sorry, Dia. I get confused with you.
Dia is in
Dia is not there. Okay, so I have two client with me, not client. They are developer like us, but they are in USA. Okay, so both of them were Java developer, specific Java developer. They were having more than 10 years of experience. So in Java, they have very great experience. Okay, and from last 5 to 6 years, they are both in there. I mean, both of them are friends. They got connected with me from YouTube. So in previous company, both of them were working on a different company. So both of them lost job because they were not aware about Angular or React, because company were asking them to be uh, uh, that they should be able to work in UI side also and .NET backend side also. So both of them lost the job. They were having 10 years of experience, more than 10 years of experience. They lost the job. Then they joined another organization as a full stack. So in US, you can manage interviews by so many ways are there by which they can manage the interview. So somehow they have cleared the interview, but they didn't understand any of the Angular, and one was for React. So I was supporting them, right? So there means in US it's already happened. There are no UI developer position or React developer position. Only architect level or team lead level, only UI developer will be there. Apart from all the developers are full stack now. So what is happening over there soon will start in India also. Okay. Hardly 2 years or 3 years you can say. So that's why .NET batch is there. I'm asking you to at least attend that so that you will have basic idea at least, right? Yeah, Supriya.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have just logged in and I am on the dashboard page. So this one is as it is, I think.
We
And
started now. Yeah.
And then I modified the student page. Like now edit, we can do some edit here. And this is working.
This was
So,
with reactive form or template?
so I think I cannot hear you properly.
This was with template or reactive form? What we choose over here?
Reactive form.
Reactive, no? Okay.
Hmm.
So refresh the page one more time. Refresh the page.
1 minute.
Do we have loader implemented?
No, loader is not implemented.
Yeah. So see, for some time page was blank, right?
Yes.
Because currently we just have little bit data, right? But as the data grows, we have API is going to take some time to load, right? So we need to implement the loader also. So either you can use that normal variable or use signal and implement the loader. Okay. And on
So
click on,
I mean, Edit and add is done here.
On click of save, are we showing loader on the save button?
Sorry.
On click of save, are we showing loader on the save button?
No, I'm not showing loader anywhere
Yeah, so
right now.
integrate that also. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you want to see that if I am able to create, or it's
Just
okay?
the enrollment page. So everyone was aware about this project, right? From here, we create the student. Then go to the batch. Main thing was batch. Close the model power first. Okay. Close the developer console. So now in batch, here we have a single page where we are going to create the batch also. And once the batch is created, we are going to enroll the student to that batch also. Okay. So everything is working over here.
No, Rahul had not pushed the code, so I cannot
I have
see.
provided him access. Rahul is there? No.
No, I think he's not today.
I have provided access to him. He said like
Okay.
he has tested it, but he didn't push that thing.
So I'm not sure like what is happening here.
Fine. So he has pushed the code. He is yet to push the code, but he said it is working.
Okay.
Fine. What can we do today? Student was done batch.
Sir, one doubt, sir, like, see, we have the table data, for example, when we don't have the table data, so like the UI will be like, it's like cluttered, right? So see, if we have complex UI, so if data is not there, so whenever the data is there, all the cards and all the that complex layouts of multiple cards, it is okay when data is there. But some data of some cards API not getting. So in the absence of that, all the UI cards placement will be changed. So in that case, like how you gonna handle that cases, sir?
I didn't get it. Go to student page, Supriya. Let's say from API we got the data, and let's say in Gazipur, in city, in some record we didn't get the city. So you are saying UI alignment can break like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So see, because we see in our API, some fields are mandatory, some are optional. And in table also, we show the optional field also. Correct? But let's say user didn't provide that optional field. Correct? So our UI might break. So what we do, that NA or a hyphen we show. Remember in custom pipe, we have created an NA pipe. NA pipe we have created. Means wherever, what are the field which are optional, there we add that NA pipe. If data is there, data will be visible. Otherwise, we will show hyphen or NA. While working on a project also, everywhere in whole project, somewhere we show NA, hyphen, something. Or overall the project, it will be common, consistent will be there. So that if data is not there, we will show NA. So that our UI won't break. Because if we talk about the card now, so this card height will be based on the content we get. Right? If the content is not there, this card will be look smaller, or this card might be looking bigger. So something like that happens. So if the data is not there, we show NA or hyphen something. So for that only we have to create the custom pipe. Understood? Praveen?
Yes, sir.
Got it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone have tried that? How that validation message? Supriya, have you created that constant?
Yeah.
Constant is created?
Yes.
Okay. So in constant, just create validation message, and inside that put that this is required, this is required message.
Yeah, I did it here. Sorry.
Constant. Yeah. Where it is?
Like
Okay.
in
So see,
constant.
in constant we have a validation message, inside that required. Okay. And inside that required also email and two fields there. No, I just want inside required. Not just put. Are you using this email and password anywhere?
Yes, before I was using this one, but now I modified it. Like I am picking from here. Like I'm saying validation message here,
No.
For model form inputs, I have created this object. Yeah,
No, this is
array of
dynamic form,
objects.
na?
Dynamic form.
No, I
So I'm
want you to
reading the
explain.
message
Wait.
from here.
Let me share.
Hmm.
Another thing.
Hmm.
So see, when we work on a validation, okay, in every component, we show that this is required, this is required. So where do we keep that this is required? Let's say we talk about the student.
In constant.
No, normally we won't keep it in constant, no? Oh, you made it in for loop. In batch, we have a normal form, no? Okay.
Normal.
So say this is a text box. So what do we do after this text box? We will create a text danger div. And here we will add a span, and here we will say this is required. Correct? So this same thing will be over here also. Again, after over here also, in another component also. So this is getting repeated. Correct? So how do we, instead of getting this repeated, how we can reduce this repeated thing?
By calling the property in.
Which property? Yeah, means you can
We
create a
will.
variable, right? Let's say required message colon string, and here you will store that this required. Okay. Now instead of hard code that, you will use this variable. Okay. Okay. This is fine. But let's say in another component, and again I have to show the same message. Again, you will create variable in this another component. Correct? But still it is repeating. Correct, na? Still unnecessary, you are creating a variable. And let's say client decided instead of this is required, he just want to text required field. So wherever in all the component, you have to go and change the variable. Again, all the component need to be tested again. Correct? So is this correct solution?
No.
Everyone getting it? What I'm trying to say? First scenario, what we saw. Let's say if we talk about validation message, what we normally does in every component, we show like this. Okay. This is static. Unnecessary, we are repeating our code. Correct? We are increasing our code, repeated code is there. Instead of doing this, what we can do, we can create a variable, and that message we can put it into variable, and wherever we need that message, we can use the interpolation so that something repeated thing we have reduced. But still, this message we are going to use in all the components. So in every component, we have to create this variable. Again, this is repeated thing. So how we can avoid this repeated thing? That's my question.
Service, we can put in a service.
In a service variable, you will create and you will post it over there like that. And
yeah,
let's say we created a variable in service, and that service value, you will get it into a variable, and then that variable you will, again, this HTML code will be same, right? Instead of hard coding this over here, you will put this into service, right? That is also one thing. But instead of doing that, do we use service to keep messages like means something which is not going to change? Do we store something like that in a service?
We use constants, constant
Right.
files.
For that, we should use constant. Okay. So let's say constant, I will say station messages. Okay. Here I will say required. Here I will say this. Okay. So now just like this, we will have all our validation, our overall application, what are the possible validation we have, that we will write it over here. Min length, let's say for mobile, we have min length. Okay. Mobile min length. minimum 10 characters, something like that. Then for email also, we will, what are the possible validation messages are that we will keep it over here in the constant. Okay. Now, can we directly read this constant into our HTML?
No.
Then how we can use that constant now?
In TS file, we will
Again, you
read
will
that.
create a variable. Let's say validation constant, and what will be the data type? :any. And here in constructor, what you will do? You will assign the value this dot validation constant is equal to constant dot validation messages dot whatever whole object you will store over here, and this you will use it over here. Required or something, whatever things we have. Correct?
Yeah.
But again, you are unnecessarily creating one variable in every component. Again, we are back on the same step. Correct, na? To read the constant variable, again, you are creating a variable. So in every component, wherever you want to show the validation, you will be creating one more extra variable, unnecessary, just to read the constant value. What is the solution now? I don't want to create one extra variable in every component. How can I read the
Custom
constant
pipe.
value? Right? We can create a pipe. Okay. So let me show you how do we do that. We don't have pipe folder now. Pipes. Okay. I don't know, like if no one has used pipe to read the constant value yet. Praveen or Sanpat, in your project, are you using pipe to read the constant value?
No, sir. We are directly using.
No. How come? I mean, this way you are using. You are creating a variable and assigning the constant and then using it. Like this you are using?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is also correct, but as I said, you are unnecessarily creating a variable, right? So what I can do, I will create a pipe. Ng generate pipe. Pipe name will be, let's say, const. Okay. No, wait. Name might get conflicted. Okay, let me do. So now in this transform form, what I need to do, I need to read the data from my constant. So here parameter name will be, wait, how do we do that? Question mark, value and back. Okay. So here you will get constant file name, constant or key name from constant. Okay. Now here, while returning, what you will do, constant it's not coming, constant, wait, I forgot how do we read that, square bracket. Now let's see if it is specific to validation. So constant dot validation messages, and in square bracket you will pass the key name. Why it is giving error? Okay, data type unknown, string, still it is giving error, return type also string. Element implicitly has an any type because string cannot be used in index. Validation messages dot, no, correct only. We cannot access like this. Required does not exist. It is actually trying to find the actual name, but why it is actually trying to find the name? Or let me think, how do we do that?
In constant, we have two validation messages. Can we comment one? So might be confusing.
This is message. I'm using messages.
Okay, sorry.
Here it is because in constant it will try to match the exact value. Okay, so in validation message it is nothing but object. So while reading the object we can pass like this also, but it needs the exact key name. So if we pass the key name can be anything, so that's why it is getting confused. So no index signature was found on the required answer. See, it is saying like we have two things only, required and minimum length, and you are passing key name. It can be anything, right? So that's why it is not allowing us to read object like this. Just wait.
So can you change the data type from string to any key name?
It's not here. It's over here, because in validation messages, it knows like it has just two properties, required and the mob min length. But in over here parameter, you can pass anything, na? Right?
Mm.
So if you pass anything, it is not going to get it. So that's why it is giving error, because it is saying like in validation messages, you just have required and the min length property. But over here, you can pass anything, na? And if you just
Right.
provide required, so it is behaving correct. See, because it matched the properties present over here. Correct?
Right.
Right? Let me see my project, how we have done it. Just a moment. So we just need it to be very dynamic. Okay, sorry. Okay. So now in constant, let's say I will create one more constant. Export const validation messages. Okay, I'm creating another constant. Now inside this key name, I can put it over here. Okay. Now this I will use over here. Now I can put it like this. Now can anyone tell me what we did and why it is working now? See both the file and say it properly. Now it is working fine. Because previously what we did, inside this object we created this property, and inside that again we had the properties, right? So if we are trying to access the data from this, it was looking for only these two properties. Okay, but now we had this object, and inside that keys are on the first level, we have the keys. So now we can read it like this. Sorry. No, again we got the same error. Why we are getting error? Validation messages we are using. Key name we can pass. Element has implicitly any because expression any can't be used. Something I'm missing or what? Export constant, normal constant we have created. Inside that object we have created. Let's try to make it small case. Transform key name, whatever we get the key name from our validation object, we are trying to get the key name. Why it's saying like this? Anyone getting anything?
Can we put dot question mark there? No, right?
Where? Here?
Validate message, yeah.
No. It's actually taking like it's saying like it knows what are the possible properties it can have, right? See, it's suggesting those. That's
Yeah.
the problem. But why it is not allowing to read us dynamically?
Sir, remove that semicolon once.
Which semicolon?
In 11th line only.
Semicolon, no, it won't make any difference. Data type string.
Sir, take validation message dot and key name in quotations. I mean single
No,
quotation.
then it will be string value. If we part it, it's a string value. We need to make it dynamic, na?
Yeah, okay.
Right? This is how we read the object, but why it is not allowing us to do? Let's try to ask ChatGPT. In Angular project, I have a constant like this, and I am trying to create a pipe to read this constant from HTML by using this pipe. Let's see. Same thing we are doing. Do we need to add this or invalid key? See, same thing we discussed now. I think with 18 onward, we have some restriction. Because of that, it is not allowing or what? No, it is not still not working. Validation message, key name, export constant. Let's try to provide as anyone work over here.
Can you run the project? It might be like some.
But it's a compilation error only. Na? Here only we are getting error.
No,
As
sometime like IDE problem. That's why I'm telling you. VS Code is
okay,
showing.
VS Code problem.
So, yeah.
Let's try. No, here it's breaking. Let's save and try again.
It will throw error.
Same error. Let's put the same error over here. Then it will provide one more solution.
Sir, in decorator, they're mentioning validation message something. See,
Where?
in
Where?
your screen, ChatGPT, right? There.
Okay, wait.
Pipe decorator, they mentioned validation.
No, we have this. This is just the import. Now we also did that. See? Let's try to put the error exact. Why it's not copying everything? The error is constant is not directly defined or accessible in the context you are trying to install or nested another object such as. Let's see. Same thing again. It is saying use the correct key name. Yeah, that we are going to pass the correct key name, but over here only it is giving us the error. See, the error is if you pass the wrong key, it will break. That's why it is not allowing us to pass the dynamic key. Okay. Obviously, we are going to pass this. It didn't provide the solution. Very strange. In TypeScript, do we have something? Implicit any, implicit any. Any, no implicit any. False. I thought it. Okay. So see, no implicit any. So this is a rule which dictate saying you can means see. First, everyone got what error was. Let me remove this. Now we are not getting it. Why we are not getting error? Okay. So everyone understood what's this error?
Your voice is not.
Am I clear now?
Mm.
I'm audible?
Yes.
So everyone understood what's this error is? Why we are getting this error? Read the error properly.
No, I could not understand.
See, in our constant, let me close it, everything. Okay. So see, in our constant, what do we have? Just two things. Consider this is nothing but constant or object. It's an object, right? Inside that object, we just have two things, required and the min length. Okay. We can access object like this, right? Let's say if I create an object over here, let's say student colon any, okay? Equal to curly bracket, let's say name something, comma mobile something, okay? If I need to read the value from this object, so constant this dot student square bracket, I can pass like this, right? Mobile or something. So this is also object. I'm able to read the object like this. This is also object, na? Correct? So this we are not able to allow. This means it is not allowing us. So when we created this object, what is the data type we said? Any. Means it can be anything. So that's why it is allowing us to read object like this. Okay. Let's say this key name also I can pass it over here. See, it is allowing us. Same thing we are doing it over here also. This is also an object and we are trying to read the same way. But in this constant case, it is not allowing us to read object like this. Now tell me why it is not allowing us to read like this? Getting it or no? See, when we created this variable, what's the data type we said? Any.
Here it is
When we
not
say
specified.
any, inside this object, after some time we can add some more properties also, no? We didn't restrict it, correct? When we declared this object, we said name and mobile. Let's say in transform function, I will add one more property by square bracket. Correct? Like this, I can add any property, na? So the properties in my object are not definite because I said any. So n number of properties I can increase over here. So that's why it is allowing us to read the data like this. Understood? But now in case of constant, so this doesn't have any data type. It says it's like a class you are creating. Like in this class, you are going to have this many fields only. So that's why it is not allowing us. So with, I think our project was with 16. So in that it was allowing us to, because or in my TS config, it might be that any was true or that reading implicit any was false. Okay. So when in your type TS config, what's the purpose of TS config? What is this file does? What does this file does? Configuration file for our TypeScript, na? Compiler configuration, TypeScript compilation. Okay. So here on the project level, we are disabling implicit any means by default, if we say true for all the variable, by default any won't be allowed. Okay, but if you make it false, so for all the variable wherever you don't specify anything, okay, so by default it will consider as any. So now this variable and this variable is constant, means by default data type is any. So now you can read data like this. Now understood? Understood or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so means by default this constant validation message, it has a in data type as any. It is being treated as a any. It's not considering what are the field it has in this way object. So that's why it is allowing us to read by dynamic key. Okay, because overall project we have disable implicit any as false. Okay, so we have created this pipe. Now let's say in student I need, or let's say in batch I need to read the that validation message. So how I can read? Single quote, my validation message required, and here I can add my pipe. What was my pipe name? Const. Okay, we need to import this const also. Okay, so wherever you need the required message, you will use, you are directly reading the constant message in directly HTML by using the pipe. Okay, so here also you can use it, and in student also you can use it. Understood? This was actual thing what we wanted to see. So this means whatever the project I have myself I have created, or the project I have seen, everywhere we are reading constant information in the HTML like this. Okay.
Sir, your voice is too low.
Sorry, I'm connected with mobile now. Understood now what we tried? So now you are directly reading the constant value from your HTML by using pipe, because in pipe you have the logic to read the dynamic value, whatever the key name you pass. Means over here this required you are passing, now this you will get it over here in the key name, and from that key name you are trying to read the message from your constant. Okay, if you pass the wrong key, then you will return invalid key. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
It's very
while you writing the project, like you use consoles actually, console.log?
Previously we used to use that, but now we have that logger implemented. We can use console, no wrong in that also. Same thing whatever we have in the logger.
But what happened now, while production we don't keep it like that, right?
Right.
Because the data
Console
will
C.
be visible.
But no, if we use the console, we cannot restrict it according to the environment, correct? If we use console, we cannot restrict. Let's say on dev, you can allow console. On QA, you can allow console, but on production, you cannot restrict that because it is written in your code. But if you use the logger tool, so according to the environment, you can disable that.
Okay, how sir? How can we use that logger tool?
Wait, someone else has done it. Let me check that. Okay, but we can do that.
Actually.
Yeah, in my project, we have it. Someone else has got that story, so he only does that. I also didn't check that, like what he has done. We can do that
Oh.
because in our up to UA, up to SIT2 only, we can see our console log. After SIT3 and production, again, so many environments are there. We cannot see our console log. So we have a configuration for that.
Yeah, why? Because now we still need them while writing and debugging purposes.
Yeah.
But in the production, we don't need them.
Right. A shortcut way will be, instead of directly writing console over here, create a service. Create a service, and inside that create function for log, for error. Okay. And there you can add an environment check. Correct? The same thing
Yes.
might be handled in Logger tool also. If your environment is dev, and you will print it, otherwise you will bypass it. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Same thing might be implemented in Logger also. That is a separate tool. But same thing you can also write. Instead of directly console.log, you will use that service function so that you have a control in a single place. You can disable it. Right?
Yes, sir.
Like that. I will check that how they have done that. But ultimately in that tool also, library also, same thing would have been there. Okay. A little bit more configuration might be there. Clear?
Sir, yes, sir. Clear, sir. One more doubt, sir. Is this tree shaking? Did you try like
Tree shaking? No, I didn't try it yet.
the
Why did you
this
need it?
concept? It's like unwanted code will be there, right? Like
Right. But it is
so
automatically taken care. Let's say you created this variable.
okay.
We created this variable, or let's say if we have created this variable, and this this variable we have used it over here and used it over here, but ultimately this variable we are not using it anywhere. So this variable doesn't have any purpose. Ultimately this variable also doesn't have any purpose. So Webpack, actually this code you won't be part of your production build. It is internally getting handled. That tree checking, it's a concept. We actually don't do anything. That is already taken care in the Webpack. When our application bundle gets generated, this unwanted code get automatically removed. That's just theoretical. We don't do anything with this. Right?
Okay.
It's just a theoretical concept from our bundler. What tree
Okay.
shaking does. So it will check all unused import, unused code, and it will remove it. That code won't be part of your build. That's it. Okay. I don't know, like if we can write something with that. I'm also not familiar.
Sir, commented code, we can like it will impact the bundle size or not? Commented.
You can see the commented core. It doesn't get removed. So that's why we have in project rules and regulation, we have don't put your comment code because it doesn't remove that commented code. In the production also, just try to debug and see, you can see the commented code. So ultimately it's increasing your build size because you have code over there. No?
Even if it is commented, right?
Yeah, even if it is commented, it is there. Lines of code is getting increased na, because of that. Right? So that's why we have rule. Don't put commented core or debugger, something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
So like my colleague has written so many lines of code and it is commented and he has not implemented in proper way. So
Right.
yeah, so
Should
bundle
not
size will
bundle
be
size will increase.
okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Sir, did you work on this? What is this? Ionic?
Yeah, little bit. Ionic and phone back. Phone gap.
Like much syntax difference will be there, or like
No, Angular code
same
only,
only?
but HTML will be different. Instead of, let's say, text box, so we have to use Ionic text box because those are mobile friendly controls.
Okay.
Just like material we have now. Your .ts code will be same.
Yeah.
But over here, you have got some mobile specific modules also. Let's say you need to write code on touch. If touch scroller, na, in mobile, we can touch. Na? We don't have scroll over there. So there are different modules also in Ionic, which are mobile specific. Got it? Basically, it's the same whole, whatever you write it over in the web application now, everything is going to work in Angular, in Ionic also. But apart from that, some extra mobile specific modules will be there. Okay. Like location we need, right? Then context we can read. Correct? So those extra models will be there. You are working on Ionic or what?
No, I just want to know like how much difference syntax will be there.
No. Same Angular project will work over there also. Just mobile things will be extra.
But anyhow, Ionic is like it's not. It's like going to be like not useful anywhere. I mean, no one is using actually.
No, Ionic
Very
they are
less.
not using it. But PhoneGap, they are using it. So many applications are there. You might have seen it also. Let's say some banking application is there, or even LIC application, or some applications are there. Even though you didn't updated that app, still you can see the UI got changed. Have anyone noticed anything app like that? You didn't updated the app, but still in your app you can see some new things. So how it is handling over there? So that are nothing but that native app. It's a part of whatever we used to do with PhoneGap, Ionic. Same thing. It is like that over there. You are creating a web application, then that web application you are loading inside a mobile app environment. Okay. So when you deploy that web application, wherever that apps are there, your changes are going to reflect without updating the app also. It's ultimately loading a web application inside a emulator of mobile app. So native app development, because now many days no one is really focused on that Android app unless you want to use the mobile features. If just an information showing information is there, right? So they will go for the native app only. Got it? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tomorrow is Saturday. I will inform if we can connect. Okay. So Supriya, just connect with Rahul. Ask him to push the code. And once the batch
And
is properly working now, you can connect with Sonu. He knows the other APIs, what and where we can use those APIs. Sonu, can you explain Supriya like what we did, like that reports APIs and everything?
Hello.
okay, maybe after this call you can stay here and we can discuss.
Yeah. Sonu, you have the other project now. Can you showcase to Supriya?
Okay, okay.
And what all we are going to, Sonu will explain me like
Yeah,
what we are
Sonu.
going to display
Yeah,
here
yeah,
in fee
yeah, yeah, yeah.
connection.
Right.
Okay.
That he will explain because he only written all the APIs, so he can guide you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. And I have one question. Can you go to the student component HTML page?
Hmm.
In model, I am showing two validation error for required for phone number.
Required.
Here, it's one is the required and one is the minimum length. But I'm not getting this minimum
No,
length. I'm not
this is
sure
kind of
why.
static again, no? Right? If you have
Yeah,
created a
it is coming
dynamic
from the
form,
dynamic.
if you have created a dynamic form, why you have done this as a static? This is static, na? Correct?
Uh,
This is not actually a dynamic form, or is it? Wait, what you are passing over here?
it's a not dynamic form. It's
Uh-huh.
just the dynamic elements.
Hmm.
Input fields are
Okay,
dynamic.
so
Form is not dynamic.
controls only you have put it over here. Okay. Sorry, what was your question?
So I'm getting just one like here. You can see for phone number I have two validation error. I'm not getting the minimum length one. If you run the,
Length
I
is
mean,
there. What you are not
hmm,
getting? But this is not getting printed.
minimum length. This error,
No,
no,
L
this error message.
L should be small, na? Not capital.
No, it was in
Try to
capital, I
print
think.
this. Just this, print this,
Oh, yeah.
and see what you are getting in JSON pipe. Right? Whatever errors are there in this field, you will get
Okay.
it over here now. And then use that property over here.
Oh,
Understood now?
okay.
Okay.
I was.
Just print what fields you are getting in this error object, then you can use that. Okay.
And yes, apart from this pipe thing, like to make dynamic for all the components, if you see the constant, go to the constant.ts file. So is it the correct way to do the input fields dynamic? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can do like this. Means how you have done it.
Yeah, model form,
Input
the input fields I'm creating here. But still we are creating a big
And
object.
student form, what you have did over there? Form group. Okay, so this is the repeated work, na then. Here also you are
Yeah,
creating, yeah, this is repeated work.
exactly. This is what I
Yeah.
wanted to understand. But
Yeah,
now I
ultimately,
can use the
instead of,
pipe thing.
no. Instead of creating that HTML, you have done that dynamic. This is not repeated.
Mhm.
This is actually good because if it is not in the for loop, we have to manually
Hmm.
create all the field,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
No, so this is
Mhm.
correct. I thought it like this is
Uh,
also
No,
this is
that's why,
correct.
because there are lots of input
Right.
fields are
Again,
coming
we
and
have
I
to
have to
create
get.
whole form. Yeah, this is
That's why I'm
correct.
creating just one input field and I'm iterating it
Yeah, this
for
is correct.
different ways. But in constant file, if you see like, can we do something for the constant file also? Like I mean, it's a big array of object
Hmm.
for the model form input. Can we do something that one also? If we go to the constant.ts, you can see that model form, model menu items, they're a long list.
Right.
So can we do something here also, or is it this is the only way
This
we
is the only
can?
way, na. You can create the
Okay.
field, and this you are directly reading over there. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
right? You cannot do
Okay.
anything again.
Okay.
Okay, tomorrow, or if everyone is okay, can you explain this whole code what you have done?
Yes.
Okay, just be
Mhm.
slow while explaining.
Okay.
Okay, project is running now. Okay, you can share your screen and explain the same code. Okay, I will push this pipe
Mhm.
again. Fine.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so guys, just understand what she has implemented. If any doubts are there, now again we will try to implement this same scenario with a new project just to practice. Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Supriya, you can share.
Yeah. Uh, now?
Yeah, now just a brief overview you can give,
Okay.
not in detail. You can, na? You don't have anything?
Yes, I can try.
Whatever you
I mean,
can
my
think.
son is waiting for me, but yes, I can try. Like what I have done. First, the thing is like the dashboard. So which component I should?
Okay, now let it be
Maybe
then.
student
You
we
have to
can.
drop your son.
No, he's home, but he's
Okay.
looking for me.
Okay, let it be then.
So,
Tomorrow we can plan a session and then you can explain. Okay. You can also prepare properly what you can
yes.
explain. Then we can have a session for this.
Okay.
Yeah, fine then. Thank you all.
Uh,
Let's connect tomorrow.
and Sonu, can you wait for
Yeah. Yes,
can
yes.
Sonu be?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you available for
Yes,
5 minutes? Oh, okay. So
Sonu
we can
can
discuss.
you can run your project and explain what we have done. Same thing like Supriya also can implement. Okay.
Can you see the screen?